So in this video, we're going to be talking about the housing crisis that's going on. A lot of people aren't able to afford homes right now. Obviously, a big reason for that is because of high interest rates, Fed raising interest rates, and then also you have high construction costs. And finding a solution to this is a major priority right now. And one solution that's being thrown out there is like reducing the sizes of homes, right? Reducing the square footages of home. And even in some cases, they're talking about getting homes below 3 bedrooms or maybe removing the living room, or another thing is that's removing the bathtub out of the bathroom. So they're trying to come up with different ways of trying to make rooms affordable. And this makes sense, right? You would think about like if you ever bought a home, or if you been home searching, usually the bigger square footage homes cost the most, right? So you would think if you can reduce the square footage of the home, it would reduce the prices of home, making it more affordable for people to buy. And now, in theory, that makes sense, right? And in some cases, this may work. But when it comes to like housing, like a big component for what a home costs is supply and demand, right? And that comes down to anything, like in our economy, right? Supply and demand. Like if demand is outpacing supply, the cost of things are going to go up. And even though reducing the square footage size of these homes could potentially work, if you can't solve the supply and demand problem, then I think it's going to be difficult to just try to get these homes reduced. And I think it would reduce the prices of these homes, but I think you would still have a problem in terms of people affording it, because as more of these like homes are built where they're making it smaller, there's going to be a high demand for these homes regardless, right? Especially if it's newly constructed, it looks nice, everybody wants to live in it, depending on people's situation. If they don't have kids, the demand for these homes are going to be pretty high, and if supply doesn't keep up with this demand, then the home prices are always going to be in a point where people can't afford it. So I came across this article in Wall Street Journal, and it talks about this, and it talks about how shrinking homes and to make homes more affordable, they're shrinking these homes square footage wise, removing the living rooms, and then also bathtubs out of the bathrooms, and hopefully this can help resolve or just lessen the whole affordability housing crisis that's going on. So I mean, in my opinion, it's kind of difficult, because like you said, when it comes to housing supply and demand, if you think about it, people what's also contributing is also people that live in a home, right? Let's say I have a home, right, and I want to sell it, but my interest rate is at 2-3%. It wouldn't make sense for someone that that owns a home to be like, all right, I want to sell this home and then move into another home where it's the interest rate right now is about 7%. That wouldn't make sense financially. So you have a lot of people just sitting on homes, not selling it, and and creating a shortage when it comes to supply. So if they can't figure that out, especially with the interest rate, it's gonna be hard. I see it's gonna be difficult to just it's gonna be difficult to create housing for people that want to purchase homes. So let's go with this article and see what they have to say in regards to this. So it says, for many Americans, home ownership may be attainable only if they give up a dining room. Home prices are near record highs, frustrating millions of potential buyers who feel priced out of the housing market. Home builders are having to find ways to make their product more affordable to increase their pool of customers. Shrinking the size of a new single-family home is an increasingly popular way to do it. Smaller homes can help cost-constrained buyers facing high mortgage rates. They also boost the bottom line for the builders who are contending with spiraling labor and construction costs. So they talk about it here where they're talking about obviously reducing the size of the home, and then obviously they talk about construction costs having an impact on the housing prices. So like I said, when it comes to shrinking the single family home, this is probably a good way to resolve the whole housing crisis. So it says, since 2018, the average unit size of the new housing starts has decreased 10% nationally to 2,420 square foot, according to Livable by Zonda, a listing platform for new construction homes. Construction starts for new single-family homes declined in 2022, but starts for homes with fewer than 3 bedrooms increased 9.5% over that same period, according to Zillow. So construction for new single-family homes have decreased, but at that same time, homes with less than 3 bedrooms have increased 9.5%. So it says home sizes are shrinking the most in some of the hotter markets in previous years. The Seattle area, where the size of the newly built home is 18% smaller than it was 5 years ago, tops the list. New homes in Charlotte, North Carolina, and San Antonio shrank by 14%. All right, so it says most builders and architects follow the same basic playbook to produce tighter, more efficient living spaces. They are axing dining areas Bathtubs and separate living rooms, secondary bathrooms, and loft spaces are shrinking and sometimes disappearing. So they're getting rid of all this space to make to shrink the square footage size of the home, hopefully making it more affordable. And hopefully, obviously they're thinking about their bottom line because they're building the homes, so they're thinking about that as well. But obviously. To help make it more affordable, they're just trying to remove parts that that makes homes more expensive. So it says at the same time they are increasing the size of multi-use rooms like kitchens and great rooms. I don't know what a great room is. I've never heard of that. It says shared spaces like bunk rooms and Jack and Jill bathrooms, which are located between the shared by two bedrooms, are on the rise. In some cases, the kitchen island has become the only eating area in the room. Estridge Homes, a semi-custom home new builder with operates near Indianapolis, recently launched a new neighborhood concept with detached homes 300 to 500 square foot smaller and 50,000 to 75,000 cheaper than typical builds. Right, so it says the builder is slashing some bedrooms and bathrooms and trading some indoor living space for outdoor space. Lots of neighborhoods are smaller too, but the builder is working with limited acreage by landscaping the creative privacy. So home buyers are begin moving in earlier this year, and demand has been strong for both entry-level buyers and empty nesters. These two groups are both big demographics, and say Clint Mitchell, blah, blah, blah. So he said, like I said, it says the home buyers began to move in early, and demand has been strong from both entry-level buyers and empty nesters. So a lot of these, obviously, for a lot of these people, these are like first-time home buyers and people that are empty nesters where the kids have left the home. So a lot of these people you're gonna see, the demand for a lot of these people are going to come from people that don't have a big family. It's probably single people, or maybe just two people living with each other, or people that older folks that their kids left the home and they want to just downgrade to something more economical. So. And you're going to see this like demand. If I would see this like demand increasing for this, right? And as long as demand is outpacing supply, then I think the price of these homes are going to increase at the same pace. So I mean, this sounds like a solution, but I mean, it could probably still might be an issue when it comes to affordability. So it says, in December, Brad and Julie downsized their home from a 7,000 square foot custom home built to 3,500 square foot semi-custom build in western Indianapolis after their children left home. Despite the smaller house and yard in a denser neighborhood, the couple was happy with the decision. They gave us a formal dining area when they moved, but the new eating area easily converts to spaces for entertaining guests. So in this case, it makes sense for them. Like, look at 3,400 square foot is still a big home. So I mean, that's nothing. I mean, you're still living pretty well with that. So it also says we can use the same space for more than one thing. So it says shrinking homes are also beginning to reshape the furniture market, right? Companies like Bob's Discount Furniture and creating designs suited to tighter space. Demand has increased for items in multiple functions, from kitchen islands, from drawers to wine racks and sleeper sofas and smaller drop leaf dining tables, said Carol Glasser, executive vice president. So obviously this is affecting the furniture market as well, right? So as people get smaller homes, then obviously you want to get furniture that's going to fit that home. And obviously you got like Bob's Furniture Discounts, where they're creating spaces where people can imagine like what their living space would look like with the type of furniture. So obviously that's an impact on furniture companies and other businesses as they convert to these smaller homes. So and that has an effect as well. So if they are smaller homes, she said to her customers, they need furniture to work harder. Still, even smaller homes won't make a big enough dent in the purchase price for most entry-level buyers or provide an answer to the nation's severe housing shortage. Extra semi-custom homes and townhomes, for example, still range in price between $400,000 and $800,000. So like you said, like it's still going to be an issue, right? Like I said, as long as demand is outpacing supply, it's always going to be an issue. And as long as people like are staying in their homes, with their 2-3% interest rate, they're not going to be looking to sell those properties and try to move into another home where the interest rate is going to be 7%. That doesn't make sense. So I mean, this sounds like a good idea, and then obviously like you want to come up with a solution where homes can be more affordable to people, because especially if you're a first-time home buyer, you want an opportunity to buy a home. But if interest rates are going up and also home prices are going up, that just doesn't make sense. It's like, that's just not sustainable. So you got to find a way to drive that price down. But it's going to be difficult if you cannot get supply up to where demand is at the same point, because as long as demand is outpacing supply, it's always going to be an affordability issue. Like price is always going to be driven up. So that's all I got for you guys today. If you got any comments or questions, make sure to leave it down below. Hit the like button and share. If you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe. All right, so you guys take care and have a good one. Later.